Hey guys, this is Solois, and welcome back to another episode of Banjo Kazooie. In the last episode, we got things started here by getting into Gruntilda's lair, and it seems like I have to do this again where I just loaded the file, so I'm sorry about having to go through this again. But we just got into Gruntilda's lair after collecting all of the honeycomb pieces out in Spiral Mountain. So now we're able to go into the first world and get into the thick of things. We get it. We've already heard you talk, Bottles, and I've already, in fact, read this. So, without further ado, let's put the piece in again, and let's travel to the first world, Mumbo's Mountain. In this world, we are going to be introduced to a certain mainstay in the Banjo Kazooie series, and, well, I'm going to give you a guess as to who that might be. Anyway, welcome to Banjo Kazooie Mumbo's Mountain. Alright, so what Bottles is explaining here is that there are new moves that we can learn here. So basically, every few worlds, you will be able to get new moves from Bottles. All you have to do is find his molehills and learn those moves. However, not every world has Bottles. Yippee! You saved me! Gruntilda has imprisoned 5 of us Jinjos on each world! Free us all to get a Jiggy! Yep, and those are Jinjos. In fact, they are the cutest friggin' things in this game. And that's saying something for a game that already has a lot of friggin' cute things in it. So, we've got to find 5 of them, and finding 5 of them will get us a Jiggy. I'm a note, 1 of 100 on each world. Collect us to open the note doors. So, we'll get into that a little bit later. I'm not going to read everything everyone says, but basically, right there, if we bust that thing open, we will be able to get a few extra lives in case we take a little bit too much damage. Alright, so there is a move that I've been trying to use to show off that we can't yet. That is pretty much because we have to be able to find the molehills in order to use these new moves. It's not like the tutorial. Well, I swear I hit that attack button. It's not like the tutorial where you can opt out of learning it completely. You have to find each and every single one of the molehills to get all of the moves. So it pretty much makes it a completion requirement almost because of that. Alright, here's one. I said here's one. I call this the Beak Buster. Jump into the air, then press the right or left trigger to send Kazooie slamming hard down to the floor. Ow! I don't like the sound of that, Banjo. Get used to it, Nest Girl. You'll be using it a lot. And by using it a lot, he means not using it nearly as much as many of the other moves in the game. But, you do use it actually quite a bit, but not anywhere near as abusive as a certain move that we're going to be getting into here shortly. But, yeah. So go around and make sure that you bust down all of these. We're the eggs! Kazooie can learn to use us as ammo. I actually didn't get to read that last little word there, but I'm assuming it said ammo. We'll also have to get into that in just a little bit. And here we can find our second Jinjo. So while I'm monotonously just busting down these poor... You know, people live here, and I'm just coming in and completely wreaking havoc on everything. You must search for 10 of us on each world. We'll help you progress through the witch's lair. And for anyone who knows Banjo Kazooie at all, you'll recognize that little jingle. It's also the jingle it plays whenever Banjo Kazooie win a match in Super Smash Bros. So that is also just why it's so iconic. Why you've probably heard it a lot of places with even having played this game necessarily. Right here we can get an Ikum Bokum. Me Mumbo token, used for Mumbo magic. And the very brief explanation is actually a very, very true one. We'll get into that in a little bit more specifically later when we need to use it. Not quite right now. So while I'm kind of just doing busy work and showing you where a few of the Jiggies are. So as you saw, we got 2 just now for doing very kind of monotonous things. But the structure of this LP is going to have a lot of very short episodes in it, but the episodes are going to be rather lengthy because I plan on kind of just doing one world per episode, with the exception of maybe one. It kind of just depends on how long it takes me once I get there. But I plan on doing one world per episode.
The talent trot will let Kazooie tackle steep slopes with ease.
That sounds useful. How does she do it?
Hold the right trigger, then press the left trigger. Continue to hold the left trigger while moving Kazooie around with the left stick. Go practice.
This gives us access to mobility, basically. If you hold one trigger and then press the other one, you are allowed to run around with Kazooie instead of Banjo. As you can see, it is far faster than running with Banjo. And right there, that was the most complicated Jiggy placement I've ever seen in my life. But you are able to run around with Kazooie. So not only is it way friggin' faster, but it is able to run up slopes. So watch me try to do this with Banjo. I love it. He just falls on his belly. He's like, "Doh!" But Kazooie, apparently she has like super glue. Kind of reminds me of the Simpsons movie where he just glues his hands to climb the dome. Apparently she does that. So that is how she is able to climb up tough to walk on inclines. Unlike Banjo, who just slides around like a dope. I swear, if I could just get these notes, that would be fantastic. Also, if you had tried to run on this slope here prior with Banjo, you wouldn't have been able to do it.
Yippee! You've collected enough notes to break the first note door spell.
So, yeah. So, since he's pretty much already said it, Banjo-Kazooie's progress is locked behind something called note doors. Note doors basically are exactly what they sound like. They are doors that require a certain amount of notes to get through. So that encourages the collection of all notes when you're in a world. We will be collecting all the notes in general, because this is a 100% playthrough, and honestly, this is not a very hard game to 100% once you kind of get used to it. So, it's not that much of an ordeal. Grrr! This conga tree! Me hit bear with oranges! You know, it took me forever to realize these were oranges when I was a kid. I thought they looked delicious, though. Don't touch conga blocks! They kind of look like tangerines to me. Oh, I thought he for sure hit that. Crikey. They kind of look tangerines to me. That's always why I thought they were tangerines instead of oranges, which is weird because an orange is a far more common fruit than tangerines. So I don't know what I was thinking. Chimpy hungry. Chimpy wants orange now. Feed Chimpy. All right. To get Chimpy an orange, we need to go over and raid Conga's stash here. Hey, that Conga orange. Put it back. Conga's just chilling in the tree one day, and this bear comes up, not only breaks his orange blocks, or his Conga blocks, whatever he called them, but he also steals his food. It's just rude. I'm sorry. I'm on Conga's side. I'm sorry, Banjo. I just can't get behind thievery. Anyway, that'll net us our 5th Jiggy. I honestly lost count, because, oh, I hit the wrong button. It's actually just really stinking easy to get Jiggies in this world, anyway.
Time for the buzzer to learn the ancient ways of the egg.
I'm listening, Beetle Breath. I love her nicknames for bottles.
Hold the right or left trigger, then press Y to shoot an egg out of your mouth.
Hey, sounds cool. Anything else?
Sure. Press B instead if you can shoot 'em out your behind.
Sheesh, sounds painful. I wish I'd never asked.
Bird Brain can carry 100 eggs in your backpack. Oh, and you can also use the left stick to aim while you are crouching. Exciting, huh? Now that you're learned to use the eggs, here's 50 to practice with.
How sweet.
Your energy's a little okay. And then he'll also feel your energy anytime you learn a new move.
Whoa, Banjo, there's nothing more I can teach you on this world.
Also, very excitingly, is that Bottles will tell you if you all have learned all of his moves for the world, so you're not running around looking for one, not knowing if there is a more information or not, right? So up here we can bust down a switch, a Gruntilda switch. There is one Gruntilda switch in each world, and there are 10 worlds, and when you press one, a Jiggy will pop up in the hub world. Awesome, right? So actually, right here, you are actually able to hit Conga from that ledge right there. I believe it's that one, or maybe it's the one up. That is a good speedrun strat so that you can take out Conga and get that switch in one go. But I'm not a speedrunner. So you do that. I shoot him a couple times. I'm going to jump to avoid that and hopefully not slide off the edge like an absolute dope. And, oh no, Banjo! And a very exciting and hard boss fight that I've bested. And he gives us a Jiggy. That is, count it, I believe 3 Jiggies all over in this corner alone. Technically 4 if you count the Gruntilda switch. So this first world is very generous. So there's a few things while we're now just going to get into busy work and not so many new things. Last episode I mentioned that Banjo Kazooie was originally not supposed to be Banjo Kazooie, but I guess it was kind of like, you know, kind of recording fright, because I remember the name of the original concept was Dreams, but I, for the life of me, could not remember when I brought it up on recording, and I tried to look it up on my phone, and it told me Donkey Kong Country. I have no idea why. It's not even close to right, but I've since remembered it is Dreams, so I'm going to talk a little bit about that. I planned to last episode, but I got a little nervous, but Dreams was supposed to be the original concept when this project started, and it was supposed to be a side-scroller RPG in the style of Donkey Kong Country and the art style of it. But it got scrapped, and it started a little this like guy, and it looked. I'm gonna put on a screen here of the concept art, and it looked very interesting. I still would have loved for a game like that to come out, but eventually it got scrapped for a bear named Banjo. And here's a picture of the bear named Banjo right now. And as soon as Banjo got introduced, and, you know, he went from being an RPG about him with a sword and all this. I believe he had a sword. If not, then I will be wrong about it. But eventually they gave him a backpack and just said, hey, he has a bird now. And the original name for the game was supposed to be Banjo Kazooie. You know, just to be named after 2 instruments, but they decided to name it Banjo Kazooie to avoid any kind of copyright issue with using an instrument name like kazoo. So, Banjo Kazooie was born from there. A fun fact is that actually Banjo was supposed to be kind of a skater guy instead of being kind of the dopey idiot he is. I find that fascinating. And it makes me like to think of Banjo as this like skater. Did I say surfer? I meant to say skater. Yeah, I meant to say skater, not surfer. No. Okay. Woo! I almost forgot. I am an absolute moron. So here you do get a Jiggy. If I was talking, I wasn't even thinking. You do get a Jiggy if you bust all of these tiki heads. But if you leave one left, you can get a honeycomb piece. These sound familiar? They should. There are 2 honeycomb pieces in each world from here on out, and we'll be getting them all. So now I think it's long overdue that we pay a visit to a new friend. Me Mumbo, best shaman in all game. Can't help Banjo and filthy feathered one. Watch it, shut boy. Mumbo's magic tokens hid by witch. Find tokens and Mumbo help you. Banjo not got enough tokens for Mumbo magic. Look at sign, bring more. So here we have access to Mumbo's magic. So Mumbo, when you give him enough tokens, he will do a certain surprise for you. And he always has a few little hidden goodies in his hut. Like, usually up here in the rafters, you can find, sometimes there's notes hidden, so you really have to keep your eyes peeled. But here in this case, we just got some eggs. So as you can see, we need one more Mumbo token for Mumbo here. We only got 4 of them. However, there is a speedrun exploit that I've never tried. I don't want to say it's an exploit. Exploit's a strong word. But there is a speedrun tactic that I want to try that I've never tried before. But you need to use the Mumbo transformation to turn into an ant so that you can crawl up these ramps. Because as you can see, Kazooie can crawl up some steep ramps, but these ramps get a little too tight even for her. But if you jump and don't let her down very long, she is supposed to be able to just jump up here and do it. I don't know how. I tried it twice. I told myself, I was like, okay, I'm going to try this and see if I can do it. I told myself I was going to try for a little bit, but I fell so epically those 2 times, I said, this is not something I'm going to be able to do. I love studying and watching speedruns. I think they're fascinating. I'm not a speedrunner in any way at all, but any like speedrun tactics that I've learned at all, I will just talk about. Why not? So here we can turn into Ant Banjo. So Mumbo will turn you into fun little animals, and you'll keep your backpack on and just, you know, look like whatever he turned you into. So this is technically a termite, not an ant. Sorry for being wrong. But termite Banjo can walk on surfaces that are too steep for Kazooie. That's his thing. So that includes this surface, which can get us into this nook and get our second honeycomb piece. That honeycomb piece is incredibly easy to get without the termite. In fact, it's so easy to get that for years of playing this game, I didn't even know you needed the termite to get it. I'm not even kidding. When I was a kid, I was like, oh wait, I guess the termite would make that a lot easier, wouldn't it? So I just was like, well, I guess that's... You know, I'm not this bad at games, I promise. But I guess that's kind of what it's intended for, huh? Anyway, this is simple platforming that's made for like 7-year-olds, and I promise I can... I promise I can do them. I can also avoid basic enemies. I promise. And that's all 100.
You found all 100 notes in this world. Well done.
So we've found all 100 notes. Yes, there's 100 notes in every world. No notes in the hub world. So that means 1,000 notes total, right? Simple math. It's new math. Bo Burnham. Hold on. Yeah, you get one up here. It's kind of in a weird place, so get it with caution. I'm just going to try to pick up everyone up I cognitively kind of recognize. And... we get that special little jingle when we've completed everything. So if you hit pause, you'll be able to go to View Totals and see Mumbo's Mountain. You can also go back and see Gruntilda's Lair. Gruntilda's Lair is where you can see there's nothing but 10 Jiggies. Also, you can view Spiral Mountain and see that we also got everything there. The thing I really like about this screen is it also tells you the amount of time it took you to get whatever it took you to get. So it tells you the amount of time you spent in that world. So it only took us about 7 minutes to get those, which I'm not bragging, but that's pretty good time. No, it's awful time. It's atrocious time for speedrunning. But as you can see, Mumbo's Mountain, 100 out of 100, 10 out of 10, 2 out of 2. It took us 17 minutes. So that is basically that for Mumbo's Mountain. We are free to go ahead and move straight on to the next world. But I implore you, don't go and get out of termite mode. You can leave the world while you're in a Mumbo transformation, but you won't be allowed to go very far. However, there is actually a pro to staying in termite mode to leaving here. And that is being able to crawl up this surface to get the, to get the Jiggy that we activated with the switch. There is a way to get up here without termite and just Kazooie by doing some very awesome and impressive jumps. Again, I can't do that, so I'm not going to try. Hey, where did you get those shorts? I want them. Man, you can barely see the shorts. I'm staring straight up a termite's ass to try to find yellow shorts on it. Mumbo magic get weak. Animal turn back or magic go. That's fine. Turn me back, Mumbo. I'm sick of being a termite anyway. And just like that, we are back to being Banjo.
When you open a world door, baddies escape in Rome once more.
Oh, man. I'm so sorry. I triggered my black lung on that one. I don't have black lung. I'm kidding. Ooh.
This is a note door, sealed by Gruntilda with one of her powerful musical...
Well, I don't know. Open it. Oh, my gosh.
It's not that simple to open it. You must collect the musical notes from the worlds.
How many do we need? Well, just look at the number on the door, Banjo. Also, fun fact, if you hold A to speed up the text, you get a higher pitched version of their mumbles. Interesting, right? So we only need 50 to get in here, and we have 100. It's going to be kind of laughable like that for most of the game, about how easy it is for us to get in these worlds.
That door was easy you got past. Unfortunately, it will be your first and last.
Guys, sometimes I just can't read, and we're just going to have to accept that. If you're going to be a long-term viewer, you just have to accept that. Sometimes I just can't read. So, we're getting to the point now where we're about to go into our second world, and a lot of this, like, obnoxious tutorial-y stuff is kind of ending. You know, where you pick up a note, and it tells you what it is, and, you know, bottles will always be teaching us stuff, but not in every world. But there we unlock Treasure Trove Cove, one of my personal favorite levels in Banjo Kazooie. Let's go ahead and, bam, go ahead and get that guy. Down there, you can find access to a certain picture for a world, but we don't need to be down there for quite a while, so don't even worry about it. As you can see up there, there's a picture up there too for, what does that say? But we'll be over there eventually. We can't access the tutorial thing. So, did I say that door over there was what led to something? No, it's this one. I fibbed. In fact, that door back there is where we need to go. Gruntilda's lair is pretty straightforward, but it can be hard to remember things exactly sometimes. So, yeah. You've activated a magic cauldron. Find 2 of the same color to create a shortcut. So yeah, I wanted to show that off. You can get, right there we kind of got like a burgundy cauldron. If you find another burgundy cauldron of the same exact color, you will be able to just jump in it and hop out the other one. Back there you saw a certain character. I'm not going to talk to them quite yet. I have a few things that I would like to do before I even think about that. So right here is the door we want to be in. Over there, I said over there, down there, that's the door I keep talking about that we don't need to be in. This is where we do need to go. I was correct. And this will lead us...
How bright they are! You stupid shorts! A target for my dumb cohorts!
Yeah, my grunty voice hurts so bad that I couldn't read that. Anyway, in the next episode of Banjo Kazooie, we'll be diving straight into this treasure chest called Treasure Trove Cove. In the meantime, this is Solois, and I hope you have a fantastic evening. Have a good day, everybody.